Hello, hello. I hope everything is working. But thank you for the recommendation. I've actually never heard of Prodigy, but I will indeed look into it, and I do like math games, so that's right up my alley. And hello, Very Witched. Yes, I'm not gonna be the witch, but we'll have an aunt that's a witch. This game I actually had for a while. It's like really, really pretty, and just recently, actually, when I was making the thumbnails for Bewitched, I found out it actually has two names. So it also goes by the name of my aunt is a witch and Bewitched. So I wasn't sure which one I should go with, so I went with both. But how are you all doing? I hope you're doing okay. And if not, I hope your day gets better or your time gets better. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking a lot today because it's a visual novel. So, Bewitched, or My Aunt is a Witch, is a visual novel with adventures and quests in the world of magic. And the protagonist is a boy named Thomas who has difficulty in life. It gets worse when his father remarries a woman who simply cannot stand her stepson. Uh-oh. His whole life changes with a sudden trip to his aunt, whom he visited once many years ago. Now he's definitely distracted from all the sad thoughts because his aunt is a witch. So let me switch over to here, but I hope everyone's doing okay and I hope this works. I was having a bit of technical difficulties. Okay, it seems like it's working. But look at this screen, isn't it pretty? I love the colors and like I love the art style. I like how it has like defined lines. Okay, shall we start a new game? I did actually test it out, so technically not the first. Well, by that I mean I started clicking buttons and I accidentally clicked some stuff. Okay, enough of me yapping. Through the slumber, I heard voices and the engine's rattling noise. Crickstone Road. It was finally my stop. Oh, look at all the colors. I opened my eyes and hurried to the exit. So this is, I'm assuming, Thomas. Oh, thank you for the hearts! As soon as I got off the bus, I took the old Polaroid photo out of my pocket and started to walk along the path. I had to find Aunt Alice's house using the photo taken 6 years ago. It was an easy task, I must say. Actually, I should do like a young boy's voice, or I'll try to. No one cared enough to draw me a map. Look at that, now I just sound like an anime. How can my dad draw it for me with all his very important responsibilities? Maybe I don't do it. Like going to the jewelry catalogs to pick another diamond ring for my stepmother. So all I got was the old photo taken when my mother and father visited Aunt Alice. By the way, my father had proved how much he loved Sophia almost every week, with the prices of the presents were increasingly rapidly. This is exactly the reason why I didn't get a new bike for my last birthday. My father just patted me on the shoulder and gave me $5 to get something for myself. I think my stepmother is pure evil. She might be the evilest evil in the entire universe. And I know that my mom, who was smiling at me from the photo, would agree. Her smile was so warm and pleasant, unlike the cold grin of my stepmother. I swear that when I see her putting the meat in the grinder while watching me with her little sparkling eyes, I sometimes feel like my life is in danger. What is this? That is terrifying. What do you think of the song Thick of It? I actually never heard of it, and I don't really follow that creator. Yeah. I know that Ludwig got like banned or something, or got copyright struck for playing that song or something for like 10 seconds. But I actually never heard of it, and yeah, I don't really follow that creator. But now, I'm far away, and she can't touch me with her long, pale fingers. I've already been here once. When I was little, my mother brought me to her to see her sister. At that time, everything seemed so dreamlike and unreal to me. Aunt's house was truly a magical place, full of miracles. Of course, since I was just a kid, I was imagining things. Still, I had a lot of fun during my stay. It didn't really matter if it was only a fantasy because I was having a good time there. Gosh, I'm really glad I left that stuffy bus and was finally able to get some fresh air. I couldn't wait to see the place from my childhood. I wonder if I could imagine something magical now. I walked along a narrow path covered in leaves. It was so nice to walk in the woods with pleasantly chill autumn wind in my face. The sun was pouring its bright colors from the sky, drawing interest patterns on thick branches. Magnificent fir trees were surrounding me, and the birds were singing their beautiful songs merrily. Wait, is this about the stepmother being a witch? Ooh, I actually don't know. I know the aunt is a witch because it's in the title, but maybe the stepmother is also a witch. But she could be an evil witch, so who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the plot. This warm atmosphere lifted my spirits, and I couldn't help but smile. It was so pleasant to walk through the forest in peace and quiet, especially after living in a noisy city for so long. Not so much of a wilderness after all, and the village must be close to my aunt's house. Last time my parents and I went there to see the toy fair. Ha! My stupid stepmother probably thought she was sending me to live in some kind of dump. But fortunately, it wasn't so bad. Maybe I can even make friends with the guys from the village. Some part of me would like to fall lazily on the sofa and turn on the comedy show with J. Errol, but I felt that something interesting and huge was waiting for me. A strange feeling for a 12-year-old boy who was just kicked out of the house by a grumpy stepmother. By the way, she herself should sometimes get out of the city to enjoy the fresh air instead of sitting there all day. She was always at home or at work. That's probably why she's so pale and constantly complaining about everything to my dad. For a split second, I paused and asked myself why I ever thought that Aunt Alice would be happy to see me in the first place. Could she suddenly change, grow old, and become just as grumpy as my stepmother? During my last day, my auntie and I seemed to get along well, and we had a lot of fun together. But who knows what's going on? But who knows what's going on in the minds of these adults? Suddenly, I feel my tummy rumbling. The last time I ate was early in the morning. I was given just a couple of apples for the road. The last one was now in my pocket. Gromping for a round green apple. I slowly took it out. I can't read. I slowly took it out and bit off a decent piece. Crunch. Ugh! It's sour! I was surprised that it wasn't poisoned after all, since it was my stepmother who gave it to me. What a nasty woman. Well, at least she wasn't here, so I didn't need to listen to her endless comments and complaints.
Sit straight, Thomas. You eat like a savage. Elbows off the table. Stop gnawing on the pen. Stop gnawing the pen. My war with her was over for now. But I was a little worried what would happen to my father. I guess his relationship with her wasn't bad. He at least didn't have to fear to be tortured with sour apples. Suddenly, I smelled something. It came from the depths of the forest. I breathed in deeper, and the pleasant aromas of cinnamon and boiled condensed milk tickled my nose.
Cinnamon and boiled condensed milk. Actually, sounds good. Sweet.
How appetizing! The aroma of baked goods coming from behind the trees was so inviting that it turned me into a predator stalking prey. And even though my hunger was stilled for now, I really want to try Aunt's cooking. I even felt a taste of something sweet in my mouth. God, it smells so good! This is working out pretty well so far. I could have been sent to the Evergreen boarding school for boys, for which, according to rumors, no one had ever returned. And the guys at school were telling me such frightening stories about this terrible place that it almost turned into one of the most disturbing urban legends. Chasing this pleasant smell, I found myself on a clearing. In the distance, there is a cliff, and judging by the photo, the house should be right there. But it wasn't. Not believing my eyes, I took a few steps forward, looking carefully at the photo.
You just used a photo to find your aunt's place? This guy has a map in his head. That's kind of impressive. I have no sense of direction, like ever.
That's right, the house should be here. And suddenly I saw it. I saw the outline of a house, standing on the very edge of the cliff. It seemed to have emerged from the air. What a funny picture. It looks like it's been chased there by all these sharp fir trees, but it didn't jump off the cliff anyway.
Oh, this owl is kind of freaking me out. But holy crap, the art in this. I love the art.
My imagination sometimes likes to play games. Why didn't I notice it at once? Smoke poured from the chimney, and a delicious smell came out of the woods. It seemed I wasn't mistaken, and a great dinner was waiting for me. I didn't even have time to come up to the porch as the door suddenly swung open.
There's a cat! Is that a flying cat? I love cats. With a cookie too! Oh, is this the aunt? Is this our aunt?
A black cat with a cookie between its teeth jumped out of the house.
Very Hazel and Hansel and Gretel vibes. Yes, it kind of does. Oh, but at least the castle or the house wasn't made of candy.
He was followed by my Aunt Alice riding on a broomstick. A broomstick! Colorful sparkles were shooting from her hands. What's going on here? I couldn't believe my own eyes. I immediately wanted to run away, hoping to catch up with the bus, but at the same time, I felt like clapping my hands with some strange joy.
My aunt laughed so wickedly. Oh boy, I don't like that laugh.
My aunt laughed so wickedly and viciously that a cold chill ran down my back.
You ate all my cookies, rascal. I'll skin you alive. Just wait till I get my hands on you.
Skin alive! Auntie began to chase the cat around the house, firing colorful sparkles at him. Various luminous figures appeared around my aunt every now and then, and I looked at it spellbound. Finally, common sense took over. Of course! This is just a dream. I probably dozed off during the trip. A purple, glowing ball flew over my head, showering me with bright sparkles. My earlier assumption immediately collapsed, and I opened my mouth again in surprise. No, this can't be true. It just couldn't. My common sense continued to fight, but it was obviously losing. This is just crazy. I jumped to the place where the glowing ball fell and touched the burnt grass.
Oh, there's different voices?
God, it's hot! Damn, it is really true. Are you kidding me? My aunt continued to rush for the cat around the house, time after time flying over the gulf. How is that even possible? Can it be magic? Meanwhile, the cat ran around the house numerous times, but suddenly he changed direction, rushing towards me. I stood still like a statue. In a blink of an eye, this long-tailed creature climbed upon me.
I see you found yourself a shelter, rascal. Get down, Thomas.
What?
Next time you'll get yourself under control. Grimoire? Good evening, hello.
My aunt aimed her finger at my head, and a red spark flew out of it.
See you!
What a powerful flow of magic! Alice sent the cat into the depths of the forest, and the fluffy ball disappeared in the leaves. I could have died. You almost killed me.
No need to worry, since you're alive. Oh, this house is so cool. I love the art. Oh, change in music. And how could I ever kill my adorable nephew?
She beamed at me and came closer, as if nothing had happened.
It's been ages. I've missed you, Thomas.
I couldn't get over what I just saw. My aunt hugged me so tightly that I almost lost the ability to perceive reality, along with the ability to breathe. Auntie! What on earth just happened?
That was the most impudent? That was the most impudent cat on the whole planet. If you're talking about Glimmer, of course. Grimmer, of course.
I'm talking about all those sparks, that broom.
Ah, that's nothing. Witch stuff.
Witch stuff? I struggled to suppress a cry of delight. Meanwhile, Alice began to examine me.
You've become thinner since our last meeting. This nasty Sophia doesn't give you any food.
Who cares, Auntie? That was incredible.
Why is it such a surprise for you? Didn't your dad tell you I'm a witch?
Well, he said, but this is... This is real magic, damn it.
The dialogue is like an anime character. Watch your tongue, young man. But it's really great that you liked it. How are you feeling? The barrier might have taken some power from you when you were getting through it.
Is it because of magic that he didn't see the house from a distance?
You are right. This house is not visible to those who are not looking for it. And if you're looking for it, it'll immediately show up when you come closer.
That's how it is. She smiled again. She smelled kind of familiar. I think it's my mom's perfume.
Yes, your mom and I have similar tastes for a lot of things. But unfortunately not for men. She grinned inside. It just so happened that my boyfriend turned out to be a piece of work, and I just had to turn him into a cat. Now he's my pet. Oh. Oh, is that cat your boyfriend? Or your ex-boyfriend? Alice?
Wow, don't tell me it was your boyfriend who was just sitting on my head.
She nodded.
I opened my mouth even wider in surprise. She turned her boyfriend into a cat. Wow!
Wow! I wouldn't say wow. Didn't expect it to go in this direction. Me neither. I didn't either.
Well, on the other hand, I should calm down. What if she turned me into a bug or a mouse? If I put my hands on the table or forget to make my bed or... Auntie put her hand on my shoulder, interrupting my disturbing thoughts.
Don't worry, Thomas. I won't hurt you. I'm a good witch, and besides, this Grimmer continues to annoy me even when being a cat. So I didn't give him a tail for nothing. This fluffy bag devoured all the cookies I had baked for your arrival. You might not understand now, but sometimes a girl just has to turn her nasty boyfriend into an animal of some kind.
I just nodded. Relationships are not my thing at all. Well, I'm only 12.
What a self-aware 12-year-old.
But if one of the girls in my school told a friend that she had turned a guy into a cat, the next day she would be locked in a
cuckoo house? Cuckoo house?
Just imagine flying brooms and a cats that once were people. I wonder what was going to happen next. I still cannot believe that this is real magic.
Of course it's real. There's no other.
It was very difficult to believe what was happening, especially the part where Auntie claimed to have turned her boyfriend into a cat. But no matter how crazy it sounded, it seemed to be the truth. This is great. Well, except for the cat thing. I think I will like your place.
No doubt about that. It's getting colder, and we should get inside. I'll give you some hot tea.
Okay.
She walked quickly towards
the house. I looked back at the forest. What about Grimmer?
Hurry up, Thomas. I don't want you to get cold. Oh, and don't worry about this rascal. He'll be all right. He always finds his way home. Whoa, interesting house.
We went inside the house, and I found myself in a pretty spacious hallway with a huge sofa stretching along the wall. There were some pictures on the wall and a toothed wolf skin under the sofa.
Toothy.
A toothy wolf skin under the sofa. In horror, I stared at this monster, which seemed like it had just crawled from under a child's bed, like some kind of furry boogeyman.
Welcome to the witch's house.
It's very cute in here, Auntie. I said it in a cheerful voice, still looking at the shaggy monster under the sofa.
Thank you. I tried tidying up for your arrival, removed dried mice, and all the rubbish that was hanging there for years. I want you to feel at home. Dried mice.
Ugh.
Yuck. Interesting aunt. What do you think of her? I think she has a nice outfit, but she's certainly a character. Interesting lady.
With difficulty, I pried my eyes away from the monster on the floor and looked at my aunt. I didn't know you were expecting me. Auntie put the broom against the wall and smiled at me.
Your father told me you weren't getting along with your stepmother, and I suggested that you should come home and stay at my place. He agreed. This woman, Sophia, has completely clouded his mind. From what he told me, I realized that she was pure evil. So, I told her on purpose that I urgently needed a servant to keep my house clean. She immediately suggested I should take you, and began to describe you as an extremely diligent worker. Well, I'm getting all the voices mixed up. You would clean and dust the furniture, and wouldn't be afraid of any work and so on. Ugh, what a devilish woman. Apparently, she wanted you to live in the worst place possible. That's why I told her what hell on earth awaits you right here. She was so happy, as if she won $1 million in the lottery, and said that she would send you on the first bus tomorrow.
Sophia is really cruel.
I think that she is not a human at all, but some kind of beast. Maybe I should put her in my creature book archive. Sophia, a demon-eating little boy's good mood.
I chuckled. She sure is.
By the way, how old are you?
Recently turned 12.
Wow, you're not a little boy anymore.
Well, most likely, I'm just not as naive as before. She slightly pushed me with her elbow.
And what kind of lucky girl stole the heart of such a handsome boy?
I blushed a bit. I think it's too early for that. For now, I'm mostly interested in books.
Ah, so we have a wonderkind here. Good news. Take your time to look around while I put some more cookies in the oven, or I'll have nothing to treat you with. That damned cat has devoured it all.
My aunt walked straight into the adjacent room. I threw off my backpack and propped my glasses and looked around. There were lots of brooms here, and I noticed that they had different handles. Some had thick and crooked sticks, others were straight and thin. I was in a good mood, just for fun. I grabbed the closest broom and mounted it as if I was flying on a broomstick. Then, I took one of the hats and put it on my head. Look, Auntie! I look like a real sorcerer. Haha!
What is it, Thomas?
Her voice came from afar. Judging by the noise coming from the room, she must have been busy in the kitchen.
Uh-oh, I feel like that hat is gonna do something. Oh, is this gonna be the cat?
What kind of joke is this, you wretched boy?
It sounded from somewhere above.
I jumped up on the spot. The hat flew off my head to the floor and looked at me accusingly. Surprised, I dropped the broom. Auntie! The sound of quick footsteps could be heard.
Oh dear, Thomas. What were you thinking?
She abruptly ran up to me and picked up the broom and the hat.
I'm so sorry, Madam Bonright.
Auntie wiped the hat clean
and hung it on a hook. Oh boy, I'm really struggling with the different voices now. Okay, I think for the narration, I'm just gonna use my normal voice, and then when it says Thomas, I'm gonna use Thomas's voice, and then Alice, I'm just gonna use Alice's voice. Book right though.
I've been here for years, and I've never seen such impudence. What a naughty boy. Who is this brazen fool, Alice?
This is my nephew, Thomas. I was staring at the hat in total belief. My mind simply refused to understand things.
No need to urgently discipline this boy, Alice. This wicked, desolate boy is bad news. Oh, you need to urgently discipline. As your deceased mother and my mistress always said, rules
are the most important point of education? I don't know who's talking. Bonright grinned, quite satisfied. I gotta go. Okay, thank you! And thank you for the game suggestion. Have a good day, night, time zone, evening, afternoon. But thank you, I appreciate it.
You see, even your hat has better manners than this young man. It's good that you remember it too.
Okay, Ignati Petrovich.
Ignati Petrovich.
Oh, that's the hat. I didn't have a chance to forget. You repeated it 100 times, ma'am. Madame.
You shouldn't raise your voice at me, you know. She
suddenly snored. Alice pointed her wand, which seemed to have appeared from thin air away from the hat, and sighed in relief. It's not polite like this. If she gets started, she'll never stop. Yes, this old bag has completely gone nuts. Let me introduce myself, lad. My name is Ignaty Petrovich.
This hat, I cannot believe it's talking.
And this fellow guy does not know where hats come from, right, Alice? Auntie nodded. No, he knows nothing about our world. Witch hats are woven in special magic workshops, most often from living thread, and they get their names from their creators. Mine has Russian roots, so he called me after his eldest son. It's very simple, Thomas.
Well, I see it's very simple.
Auntie smirked. Is it really? No, not at all. And what kind of explanation was this? What kind of live thread? What kind of live thread? What special workshop? Hello! Splagoot Hashard Bear. I can't read. Had bear dasheries, surely. Hello, but hello. He talked to me as if I knew about this kind of stuff. The hat thought for a while. Judging by your facial expressions, you don't understand a damn thing. Well, let me ask you, where do you think a person's soul comes from?
Its existence has not been proven.
I responded readily. The question was simple enough, and any kid could answer it. That's the same thing here. It's not clear how everything works. Some magicians believe that the souls of the dead live in the hats. Others think that they are the souls of the unborn. Pick any version you like, and it'll be alright. Either way, nothing will change. I myself am not a supporter of any of these arcane theories. I prefer real science. Shall we practice philosophy? Shall we practice philosophy some other time, please? Thomas and I need to look around the house, and you, Igni, should be engaged in composing a new catalog for my potion shop. I need to lurk. I'm very tired today. I'm falling asleep. Okay, no worries, and hello! Thank you for stopping by. Yes, please sleep. Sleeping is good for you.
Wow, you have your own store?
That's right. I like it so much. I love numbers, but to be honest, Alice is such a bummer that we don't have much profit from this business, and we have to pay the rent in that village. Firstly, this is not a shop, but a stall. Secondly, it's not yours, Ingi, but mine. And thirdly, I've got a lot of nice private orders recently. Thomas, things are getting better. Don't listen to this nonsense, lad. Alice business is weak, although we are trying to hold on, thanks to me, of course, and it was my idea to open a shop in the first place. Hey, Ingi. Oh, you arrogant old fool.
I see you're getting on well with Auntie. What did I say?
Ignaty. Okay.
Ignaty Petrovich.
Please call me Ingi, my young friend. And now, I have to have a nap. I need to have a nap. Put me back on the hook, Alice. I still have a lot of work to do, but I need to have some rest first. Alice mumbled something to herself. Then she took off her hat and put it on a peg next to her other hats and looked at me again. Well, back to the basics. The home of a witch is inhabited by a lot of talking things, Thomas. Not only hats can be alive, you should be more careful. This is not a regular house. Any object can be dangerous in some way or another. You can't just touch everywhere. You can't just touch everything you wish if you want to keep all your limbs. You were really lucky to pick a regular broom for your jokes, not a real witch's broom. I nodded, and my hands were still shaking. Killer brooms, talking hats, some nut house. Auntie put her hand on my shoulder. There are a lot of dangerous things in this house, but isn't that wonderful? The uncertainty of tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure that I want to be alive tomorrow.
Well, in that case, you should be more careful, my dear nephew.
Sure thing. All this is so incredible. The truth is, from what my father told me, I thought you were some kind of charlatan or sidekick, but not a real witch.
She ruffled my hair. Now, for calling me a charlatan, I could turn you into a bug. After all, I have a license for magic. Here, take a look. She pulled out a chain around her neck, which was hidden behind a high collar, and took out a magical amulet. Alice ran her finger along the thin edge of the amulet, and it opened, shining brightly. An inscription appeared in the air. Allison Ivory, spelled interesting. Witch potion maker and charmer since 1974. You got a license for that? I guess so. I guess a license exists in this world. Then the amulet closed. It certainly looked very magical and amazing, but nothing could beat a talking hat. And yet I was shocked and almost collapsed. It was way too much for me. I started to fall over, and my aunt caught me by the hand. Easy, Thomas. Everything will be fine. You just need to get used to magic. And don't touch the brooms. They are very dangerous creatures. This joke of yours, you're lucky you didn't mount the witch's broom.
I just wanted to make a joke. I'm so sorry.
I'm not mad at you, but you should be more careful. It could have ended very badly. They need to be very carefully handled and cleaned from dust. Otherwise, they'll rebel, and you will end up like one of my students, Gabriel. A broom beat her to... What is that? Oh my gosh. I don't even want to say that. That's extreme. After she dropped it on the floor right next into an ugly spider's web. I did not know it was gonna be like this. Oh wait, you can't see that. Oh wait, no you can. Hold on. Let me move myself a little. Oh my gosh, that's extreme. You have to clean the dust off the brooms. I guess so. And if you don't, they might make you disappear from this earth. Talking hats, killer brooms, the magic of the house seemed no longer funny to me. I turned pale with horror, and looked around cautiously. Well, it is spooky season, so... The pumpkin over the door, what if it bit someone's head off? And these pictures, maybe they take the souls looking at it. And this terrible carpet, how many innocent children did it tear into pieces with its fangs? For a second it seemed that it wasn't my aunt's house, but deep in the forest, in some hut packed with the living dead. Ugh. I shouldn't have watched horror movies all night. Thomas, I guess I scared you a little.
Of course, poor thing. What an unbelievable end. And it's more dangerous here than it might seem at first glance.
Honestly, it's more dangerous here than
in the dark forest alone with hungry wolves. That's why I need you to behave well and be an obedient boy. I will be very obedient.
Of course I would. My life depended on it. Auntie brought me into the next room, and we found ourselves in the kitchen. I love the art. Like, I said this multiple times, but the art of the witch's house is so nice. Like, I love the colors. I love how everything fits. I immediately sat down at the table, and my aunt began to stir something in a large saucepan. You rascal Grimmer, you were so worried about eating, right? Eating all the cookies, and didn't leave you even crumbs. Huh? I can't read. This rascal Grimmer, you were so worried about eating all the cookies and didn't leave you any crumbs? Even crumbs? But another load of cookies is going to be ready soon.
He might have been hungry?
Nope, he just really loves cookies.
Which is his favorite?
It's not about what his favorite cookie is, Thomas. It's about being naughty.
By the way, he's a very cute cat. I would pat him, but it's a bit disturbing considering he's your boyfriend.
Auntie frowned. Correction, ex-boyfriend. He has been like this for more than a year, so I think he wouldn't mind if you pat him. He actually loves it, but will most likely keep up an act. Personally, I would flog him to the very edge of existence, but you seem to have a thing for him.
I love cats. I once had one. His name was Peach, but my stepmother kicked him out because he ruined her dress.
Aunt needs to let go for real, for real. Yes, she does. Holy crap.
My father brought her exactly the same My father bought her exactly the same dress, but it didn't help.
Your stepmother is even worse than it might seem at first.
This is just unfair. She has 100 of those dresses, and I only had one. I
can't read. Oh my gosh.
And I had only one friend.
Alice sighed. Grimmer is certainly not Peach, but I think you two will be good friends. Auntie hurried to put the kettle on the fire, took out the ready cookies from the oven, and began to lay out the dough and cutters for the next portion of cookies. Good day, Barry and chat. Hello! Hello. Welcome. So a little recap. We got kicked out of this house because we have like an evil stepmother. By we, I mean I and the young boy were playing as the young boy. Our aunt is a witch, and she turned her boyfriend to a cat, and honestly, she is kind of crazy. I like the little stove. Yeah, it is kind of cute, right here. There was a variety of forms, ghost houses, pots, and pumpkins. I began to examine them as I sipped my tea, trying to ward off bad thoughts. Hopefully, Peach was sheltered by someone and was now quite well and comfortable. Auntie put a plate with still hot cookies in front of me. Help yourself.
Thank you. Why are the molds so strange? Is it because Halloween is coming soon?
No, Halloween has nothing to do with it. I'm a witch. I always use these cookie cutters. Especially like cute ghosts. The village kids love them very much. I love your avatar when your avatar speaks. Ah, yes. Are you the person who was like, I don't have a tongue? Because, yeah, I don't have a tongue. I have to sleep, so good luck. Alright, have a good sleep. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. She threw up her hands. Of course, you're absolutely right. Halloween is coming soon, and little ghosts, goblins, and my other colleagues will come to my house. By the way, the witch's costume is the most popular outfit for that day. Almost all the village girls will put on caps? I think it should be capes, but caps and robes. No, robes is a cape. No, it should be caps. We will need to prepare sweets. It's not sweats. Sweets for all of them, so we'll definitely need more cookies.
No problem. I often cook with my mother, and I could help you with this a little.
Thank you, Thomas. That would be very helpful. Her eyes were filled with sadness. My students used to help me with this, but for more than a year now, I haven't had a license to train young sorcerers and potion makers. The council deprived me of this right, and to earn it back, I must prepare and present to them at least one worthy mage. But after all these accidents with my students, parents don't want to risk their dear children. They are ready to send them to learn to anyone, even mad, blind Irish, but not me.
What? What happened?
All of my students happened to be irresponsible and naughty, and they all perished before their training even started. Oh boy, all your students? She was actually upset and slowly continued to stir something in a large saucepan. I didn't know what to say. Now, at the annual Sabbath, where witches fly, I became a joke every time. Like, look at her. None of her students ever presented to the witch council.
Don't worry, Auntie. It'll be okay.
And last time, one of the witches suggested that I should train on cats and teach them, and then teach children. Yes, things looked really bad. And suddenly I had an idea.
Auntie, I think I can help you.
Wait, you're not allowed to teach anymore, but to get a license back you have to teach someone new. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I guess, like, you need a guinea pig to teach on? You need a rat? I don't understand that either. That's really weird.
I was one of the best at school. I can be your student, and the council will see that you're a good mentor.
Thank you, Thomas, but I don't think you possess even first-level magic, my dear nephew.
I can learn how to make potions.
Make potions? Auntie's eyes glittered slyly. Right, Thomas the potion maker. She shook her head. No, this is a bad idea. Too dangerous.
But I was a scout, and I faced a lot of dangers.
My voice sounded confident, but I didn't fully realize what I was doing. And of course, I was afraid of the consequences. But I couldn't retreat. I wanted to help my aunt. So would Mom. In addition, I also needed to occupy myself with something. Her eyes were so sad, just like that of a kitten I found near the school. I saw how older children mocked him, forcing him to run after a paper fish. The kitten was so hungry that he began to chew on it, and they just scoffed at him. I knew they were stronger than me, but I stood up and helped the kitten. And then I took him home and gave him a fish, and a name, Peach. My auntie's look reminded me of him again, of my old friend. Are you sure you can do it? After all, this training can turn out deadly.
Yes?
No, Auntie, I've changed my mind. I don't like this idea at all. Good, I'll teach you everything, don't worry.
Well, I will try my best not to let you down. Can you show me the rest of the house? I think it's quite dangerous to wander around alone.
Of course, Thomas. It is dangerous here. I will tell you how to behave in this house.
Good.
I'm very glad you volunteered to help me. I hope you won't follow the steps of my other students.
I think I could handle learning.
We can handle it, and Auntie has something for you.
Intriguing.
Making potions is a very difficult job, so you'll need an assistant. Luckily, I have a tame handy potion specialist. Come on, dear, come closer. I felt something soft touch my foot. Oh, is it Grimmer? Grimmer imposingly came out from under the table and built a magic cloud from the smoke. Whoa! The cat quickly climbed on it and patted with his paw next to himself.
Get on it. Let's move out of here, boy, before she leaves you somewhere in the forest. I'll teach you how to make potions. We'll trade well and live in the open air happily ever after.
Honey?
I'm no honey for you, Hellcat. You threw me in the forest again, and just because your stupid cookies, they are the only joy in my furry life. It's good that you hadn't locked the back door just like you did last time, or I'd have to climb up to the greenhouse window.
Here you go. Aunt pouted her lips. This is a very interesting story. I feel like so far the story has kind of just went everywhere and like nowhere at all. And I thought I was your only joy. Okay, you turned your ex-boyfriend to a cat, and why are you saying these things? You gotta let go.
Rather the curse.
What did you purr? Put there? What did you purr there? What did you purr there? The witch made a dramatic gesture with her hand, fished her wand out of thin air, and aimed it at the cat. Grimmer sighed.
What did you want of me, love?
I couldn't resist the temptation and ran up to the cat and picked it up and hugged it.
Alice, dear, what is this?
You can cuddle him, all right? He loves it.
He doesn't. I'm the most dangerous criminal. Ah, how nice. Kitty, what a cute cat. You want me to scratch behind the ear? Meow. Damn it, what pleasure.
It's great you two are getting along, Grimmer. I'll leave the boy to your care when I'm busy in the store in the village. Grimmer couldn't answer. His mouth broke into a smile, and he and Auntie needed to talk. I put him on the sofa.
So be it, but if he'll be
He didn't have time to finish. Auntie cheerfully answered without listening. Uh-oh. He will be smart and won't do anything stupid. Everything will be fine. She looked at me. Grimmer will give you useful tips and advice while working on potions, and will help you find ingredients around the house.
Well, roger that. Thank you, Mr. Grimmer.
Grimmer nodded and lay down to sleep on the windowsill. Just don't squeeze him too much. He sometimes bites. Yeah, this relationship with the cat is odd. Yeah, so I thought she hated the cat, or hated her ex-boyfriend, turned him into a cat, basically made him her pet, but like they still talk like they're still like lovers. I'm probably using the wrong voice for a cat, but I couldn't think of one.
I will try to remember that.
Thomas, I'm sure you'll be a dream team together.
We won't let you down.
She smiled.
Is there any other children around here to make friends with? There seems to be a village not far from here.
Alice slyly averted her eyes.
Huh? Do I not know something?
Thomas, I don't think that village kids would want to play with the witch's student after the last incident.
What happened? What did
say that kids?
What did you say that kids often come to you at Halloween?
Ah, Halloween, yes, they do.
Auntie, you're keeping something from me.
Well, a little. It's just my last student wanted to impress the milkman's daughter and summoned the ghost of her dog.
It was an awful mistake as the dog was extremely unfriendly. Polterologist? Polterologist. Made such a mess in the village that it's unlikely the boys there would ever want to deal with you. They would expect some wild tricks from you. By the way, the girl moved to the city the city after that incident. Oh, I see then. I think I should stay away from the village for a while. It was a pity, of course. I had a few friends at school, so I wouldn't mind making them here. And it seemed quite impossible in the future. Auntie noticed that I was a little sad. There, don't worry, my dear nephew. Everything will be fine. I won't let you get bored during your training. Sounds dangerous. No worries. Gradually, you'll get used to everything. I understand that all this is new to you. Even I was quite afraid when I was putting my biting hat for the first time. And for some time, I couldn't get used to his voice, which constantly dictates what to do and curses. The voice is not the worst, but the biting part is really worrisome. I remember how Ignati. I feel like the name always changes. Ignati. How Ignati Perchovich almost bit off my little finger. It was so funny. Auntie, this is not at all reassuring. She frowned. Well, I got a little carried away. Of course, I sometimes fight with my hat, but I really appreciate... See, like, it changed. Ignati Petrovich. He is the best in the business. He's very good at economics and market trading, which is why he keeps track of the price list for potions and edits it. Here, take a look. She showed me a list of her goods. Yep, had an extra I in last time. Yeah. I don't think the creators of this game wrote in English, and so like I think there's like a translation error somewhere. She showed me a list of her goods. Just imagine, Auntie, a talking hat does business for you. Well, yes, he helps me a lot. Whoa, okay, a book. I took the booklet and began to examine it. On the cover, there was a large glass vessel with some kind of liquid. Okay, this is the book. Alice Magic Shop. Low prices and new offers every week. The customer's choice. Energy refresher, especially those who are about to have a most difficult work week. So this is just basically Red Bull, but for the week. If someone spoiled your mood before an important event, no problem. This potion will make you feel really good. Also, like Red Bull or coffee. Sweet dreams. Insomnia and nightmares? Forget about it. You'll see only nice dreams tonight. Will this put you to sleep? Ah, so this is like melatonin, but without the nightmares. Hearts soared around it. The inscription under the vessel read, Alice McIvory. Potions, quickly, cheap, with love. Red Bull antidepressant anesthetic. It actually is. Sorry. My nose has been running all day. On the very first page, there's a picture of a winking Auntie Alice holding a bottle of blue potion in her hand. I went through the booklet with great interest, and I even managed to get a few things that might be useful in my future work if I ever wanted to be professionally engaged in potion making. Firstly, the cheapest potions were those of instant action. Moreover, some of them had discounts. Auntie took off half the cost for some goods. Horses inflow, sunny day, and sweet dreams, like literally. Judging by the consumption, it was pretty sugary. Oh, there's more.
But besides potions that give positive side effects, there were those that could immerse the person in the abyss of grief. Oh, 3 days insomnia. Annoyed by someone's now your turn to psych them out. Hearing voices and seeing things are guaranteed. Oh no. Apathy kiss. Your boss is driving you crazy. Now he won't even bother to get out of bed, not to mention yelling at employees. Only today, a discount for 3 potions at once. Don't miss your chance to help your friends and settle your boss down. Deep sorrow, this one is real revenge. If you want a person who has spoiled your life to experience the greatest personal anguish, this potion is for you. Oh boy. Don't miss your chance to try our potions. Magic awaits. I looked apprehensively at my aunt. She didn't meet my gaze. I know. Don't look at me like that. I'm ashamed to admit, but your auntie sometimes makes all sorts of bad things. Yeah, I mean, you turned your ex into a cat. There are many evil people in the world, Thomas. One way or another, each of us commits evil at some point. Whether you like it or not, the cursed potions just sell well. Try not to take such orders, but sometimes I have to make men's eat some. Sometimes I can't read, but sometimes I have to make ends meet somehow. Hello, and thank you for the follow. T-chat? I gloomily look at the list. 3-day potion insomnia, apathy kiss, deep sorrow. I quite understand, and I don't blame you. I just want to say that some of them are too cheap. Huh? What? So that's it. Yes, it seems to me that it will be only fair to sell those for a higher price. If you're planning to misuse another person, be ready to pay a tidy sum. Besides, you just said they are selling well, which means that they will still be of great demand. You're right, and I won't have to make nasty things so often. A couple of evil potions a month. That's all. She laughed so cruelly and viciously that I doubted her good intentions. Sorry, habit. All witches are laughing like that. Never mind. I'm just not used to it. By the way, where will I sleep? I think that you can get settled in the basement. I even made a bed out of an old dresser and a table. Thank you. Well, I hope it's not very cold there. It's great there, but if you somehow feel that you are starting to freeze, just turn on the heating pot and it will warm the room quite well. How about just giving me a couple of blankets? How smart. It simply did not occur to me. Didn't occur to me. Surprised there's no love potion. Feels like that would be popular. Yeah. There's Red Bull antidepressants. A sleeping thing. Anti-sleeping thing. Agony. And put you to sleep. Put an evil person to sleep. But there's no love potion. Eat the cookies and I'll show you the house. Well, finish is a strong word. I hardly touched what Auntie gave me, which was kind of a shame as the cookies were really delicious. There were different types of them, with honey, chocolate, and nuts. After finishing the cookies, I got up from the table and hurried after my aunt. She led me down a circular staircase, probably to the basement. To my surprise, it was quite cozy in here, except for Auntie Alice. Wrong voice. Whoa. Auntie Alice. That grinning skull on the shelf scares me a little. Can I cover it with a rag or move it somewhere else? This is Jack, my latest student. Oh no. And hello, thank you for the sub on the red site, Alejandro. He was so naughty, such a crafty boy. I couldn't keep up with him. Just one time I didn't keep an eye on him and He immediately got into trouble. A very thick folio fell upon his head and hit the boy to death. Oh no.
So you want to say that a thick book fell on him and that was it? What a terrible death.
I agree with you. You see what happens when a student does not obey his mentor. I warned him several times that it was worth staying away from the library.
I will obey you in everything, Auntie.
That's nice. Perhaps I should be more careful in the library. Although I'm not too sure I want to become a student of the witch after all.
Where's Gabby's school, the girl who was killed in the hallway by a broom?
Well, there in the hallway stayed next to the brooms. May she rest in peace. Jack died in the library but ended up in the basement. How unfair. She went up to the bed and began to pick up the books from the shelf hanging above it. They are not very high, though. It's better to remove the books from here so they won't fall on you.
Okay.
I would have never thought that there could be some deadly threat from the books. Why did that scare me? I don't like that. Did she just leave the body there until there was a clean skull? I don't know. Maybe there was like a little magical thing happening. I did not expect to hear that crunch and the bite sound. It wasn't scary. It was just unexpected. And unexpected things sometimes scare me. My auntie touched one of the books, and it immediately grabbed her finger with his teeth. Chomp. Yeah. Ouch! The book. By God, I won't let go until you promise to return me to the kitchen. You don't belong there. You are very, very misbehaved. Well, I only ate a couple of pages from the pastry cookbook. But the recipes were so delicious. Who is to blame that you have not prepared for me all this time? I was busy. I had no orders. I worked full-time in the store. Besides, I started a small renovation there. And why should I even answer to some book? Feed me. Okay, Thomas will treat you for a couple of cookies.
What? Me?
There, nice little book. Let me go. See my new student Thomas here? He'll feed you later. New student? Does he taste better than the previous one?
No, I'm salty and nasty.
Relax. I believe that those who eat little boys just have bad taste. I was only joking.
Do such books really exist?
Yes, of course. I knew one of those. Necro something. I don't remember the full name. Necronomicon. Is that the full name? Wait, that's such good timing. Hello, I just saw your message. So very strange. How hungry I am. And you will eat a bit later. I cannot believe, but the book seemed to have bought it. Auntie's voice was so soft and gentle. It was obvious that she was lying. Okay, Alice, but don't you forget our promise. Auntie grabbed the last volume of something mysterious from the shelf, put a pile of books on my future bed, and quickly touched it 3 times with her finger. Books instantly faded into the air. Aunt Alice glowed with pride. My personal home spell. It's simply impossible to cope with some books, so I move them around the house. As I please, it's much more convenient than carrying them around. Especially if there are tooth species among them, and besides, it saves effort. The system rests on the magic of the house itself. She smiled carelessly.
Indeed.
My thoughts were still occupied with this biting book.
How awful. I'm happy this biting one didn't fall on my head.
Looks like I said it out loud. Don't worry, Thomas. It was just a little hungry. It is my cookbook. It needs to be fed with cooked dishes so that it could put marks for their taste in its notes. Don't worry. Geez, even your own room, you need to be constantly alert. I wonder what taste rating my head would get if the book had a chance to try it. Damn, negative thinking. You shouldn't think about such things. It's terrible.
I hope I won't get eaten by anything tonight.
I guess you might be a little uncomfortable here, so I prepared various potions which will help you sleep. Auntie went to the cabinet with the skull on its top and began to merely tap her nails on glass vessels with colored liquid. She pointed to one of the potions. This one is against nightmares. You should take it only if you woke up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night. If you take it without good reason, it will work the opposite and you'll witness all sorts of horror dreams. So you need to have the nightmare to then take the nightmare potion? What? That doesn't really make any sense. You want it to prevent the nightmares, because then I guess it'll stop you from having more if you wake up, but like what if you're just like sleeping through the nightmare? Next to it is instant sleep. It can be helpful if you suffer from insomnia, but if you just want to see a particular dream, then take Desire for a Dream, and you'll get what you want.
Wow, what a rich variety! But I still want to sleep naturally without magic.
That's right, nothing is more useful than healthy, good night's sleep, but still, I've prepared it for you just in case.
Thanks for your concern, Auntie.
Alice nodded, quite satisfied, and grabbing my hand, dragged me up the stairs. Just for a couple of seconds, we passed the hallway and the kitchen. Auntie stopped on the second floor landing. The space near the staircase was filled with a variety of things. Looks like Auntie was using this landing as a storeroom. In the corner, there was a tall closet. The right room was missing, and I could see a lot of jars standing on the shelves over here. I just wanted to believe that they were filled with jam or something sweet, but my instinct told me that wasn't the case. On the left door, I noticed attached notes with some strange pictures. Perhaps these might be recipes of some potions. Auntie didn't explain to me the procedure for creating potions, so until now I knew very little about this process. The shovels of various shapes were leaning against the wall, and for some reason all the walls were covered with carpets and rugs of every size and color, even the wall on the flight of stairs leading to the upper floor. And yet the strangest thing here was a structure in the shape of a tower, which seemed to serve Grimmer as both a house and a treadmill at the same time. Alright, I have one of those. I need to take one of those sleep potions. Have a good night. Alright, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yes, sleep well. As this game said, it is part of a health. Good healthy life. Sleep well. Thank you for stopping by and chatting. There was also a chest in the image of the cat's muzzle on it, standing on the floor almost in the center of the room. That piqued my interest.
What is this chest with the cat for?
Oh, right here, down here. I didn't see it. It's right here. These are personal belongings of Grimmer. You better not touch them, Thomas. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Grimmer jumped out from behind the chest.
Yes, these are my most personal things. If something happens to the bank vault card, blame yourself, Thomas.
Before we meet him, Grimmer was one of those famous criminals. He robbed banks, stole artifacts. In general, he was a very naughty cat.
Yes, even in this guise, I will pull a couple of things off. You'll see. She's just jealous, Thomas, because not everything works out for her.
Whoa. Grimmer screamed. An energy wave threw him to the other end of the room, and he rolled down the stairs. He's still a little naughty. Auntie went up the wall with the carpets on it and patted one of them with her palm. Here is a door that leads to the room under the stairs. I keep my new cauldrons here. I've got a nice collection of witches' cauldrons. There are quick ones, there are ones that can withstand the hellish temperatures. There are even those with the function of instant or constant boiling. There are also those who can cook all by themselves without using fire or magic. And the very pearl of my collection is a cauldron with rare ruins carved at the base. In this cauldron, one can make the most dangerous and deadly potions that can crush the skies themselves. But we don't practice such things here. I just bought it at an auction. It was a bargain, and I really like the design and ornament. Like the design style and ornament.
Auntie, can we go in there and have a look at them, please?
God forbid! You ask Grimmer about this. He's so naughty this week and does his job very poorly. We have loads of mice there under the stairs, and I fear them to death. There is a rustle from behind.
2 cookies per mouse, and not a cookie less. The price raised after you pushed me down the stairs.
Alice swung her wand at the cat again. Keep quiet, you slacker. I could stop feeding you at all, so don't get smart with me. The witch who's afraid of mice. How very strange. Auntie pointed at the jars in the closet. Here we keep the seeds. They used to be in the basement, but some of them are very tearful at night, especially the seeds of mandrake. One of my students once stayed late and didn't return to the village. He spent the night in the basement and went insane because of their screams.
Well, at least this one survived, and you said all your students had died.
Oh, yeah, I'm not reading that.
It's really creepy. Well, it is, of course, very educational, but I am only 12 years old. I'm not used to seeing so many skulls in one day and hearing about so many unalives.
Indeed, enough unalives for one day. Wasn't my auntie afraid that I might change my mind about becoming her student after all these terrible stories? Or maybe she's just convinced that I'm unusually brave. Oh yes, sure, okay. Was it just me, or did she get a little upset? Auntie took me by the hand and led me to the next room. Whoa, it's the greenhouse, the plants. It turned out to be a greenhouse. The room was filled to the brim with various pots, some of them even hovering above our heads, swaying dangerously. All the plants in the room moved like they were alive. Some of them, as it seemed to me, yawned and nodded their heads. Right under the ceiling, there hung some devices similar to watering cans, but I wasn't sure that it would be convenient to use them to water plants. At the far end of the room, there was a wardrobe with some bags and various gardening tools. There came a crash. Auntie grabbed me by the shoulders and pushed aside. One of the cans fell a couple of inches from me. Damned builders! I told them that these ceiling watering cans weren't the best idea. I will definitely need to take them down anyway. They are not able to give the water to these beauties as they are meant to. By the way, here you have to move very carefully, and don't wave your hands, if possible, or Tropians will seize you? Auntie Alice thought for a little bit and added in a whisper, "And they can strangle."
That's terrible, Auntie. Your home seems to be the most dangerous place on the entire planet.
Quite possible, but you can survive here, right, boy?
I'll try my best.
She came up to one of the pots and began to pour water on it straight from her magic wand, which she extracted out of thin air every time. All these plants look cute, but you better be careful. Auntie began to point at different plants and talk a little about each of them. This one has poisonous petals, and the one in the center has poisonous fangs, and the bud of that beautiful purple flower emits poisonous gas. In small doses, it's not dangerous, but it can be harmful to stare at it for a long time.
Is there anything not poisonous around here?
Of course, these plants that look like lians? They are not just poisonous. Their poison is so deadly that one touch will be enough to send any person straight to heaven. And this bone tree here is quite safe until it catches you and bites off your head.
How disturbing, Auntie, please. Can we go to the next room? I'm not exactly a fan of botany and death.
Geez, with each room, the ways to die in this house are becoming more and more sophisticated. I'm scared, but right here in front of me, miracles were happening, and I just look at it all with my mouth open. I've seen my auntie shoot all sorts of magic sparks from her fingers and wands before, but I couldn't help but wonder. From the end of her wand came a bluish color and water came from it. It was like a tap. This water, I must say, was much cleaner than water from the tap back home. It even glowed like a crystal. Don't open your mouth so wide here, Thomas. Some seeds can fall into it and something might grow inside you. Something poisonous, for example. In the meantime, one of the mandrakes, just like a child, opened its contented mouth, and enjoyed drinking from the magic wand. And seeing this, very soon other vegetables and fruits screamed and shouted, and something resembling a huge bush of snakes began to swing its branches so violently that it almost broke a couple of pots. There, now everyone gets some water. Looks like I haven't watered them for a long time. Thomas, go outside for a second. I ran out of the room like lightning, and moreover, I bent down and covered my head with my hands. It seemed to me that everything was going to blow up. The house shook with a deafening explosion, and water flowed from under the door. In a few seconds, it swung open, and I saw wet Auntie Alice. Phew! I have watered them all. It shouldn't be this way, Thomas. You need to water them on time. Calling a waterfall is very tiresome. She said it as if I had done something wrong.
Well, it's good you're all right. Such an explosion. I was really scared.
Yes, it all ends well. Well, you will need to water them from time to time.
Me?
Yes, housekeeping is the responsibility of a student.
But you never mentioned it.
Don't worry, you can handle. Let's continue our introduction of the house.
But this room is more dangerous than a torture chamber.
Everything will be fine. Don't worry. Before I could open my mouth, my aunt grabbed my hand and led me to the uppermost floor of the house. We slipped through the library and quickly ran up the stairs. Well, here we are, the most important part of the house. Whoa, I love the coloring of this, like the orange. It matches her hair too. This is my room where I make potions, sleep and read and sleep. Apparently I can't read.
What about the library? It seems very beautiful to me. I would like to look around there.
Auntie's face became serious. She frowned.
The library is probably one of the most dangerous places in this house. Each time you pass by, try not to linger there. In my library, there's a wide variety of books, even those that take away your life energy while you read them, and those that love eating little boys. Don't touch the books without me, Thomas. Did you remember all of it? Don't worry. Such things are not easy to forget. I looked around, happy to say the room was just like I imagined. As this was the room in which potions were usually made, it had an enormous pot-bellied cauldron in the center, and the shelves of the closet were filled with various potion cookbooks. There was a board on the wall behind the cauldron, similar to those used during the investigation in TV shows and films about police. But here, instead of photos of people and crime scenes, there were pictures of various vessels, numbers, and all sorts of ingredients for work. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water, because my throat's drying up. Okay. I've drank some water. How have I can't speak today. I'm extremely tired. Everyone get some water and hydrate. This is a command. Absolutely. Oh, I should do a posture check as well. Okay, my terrible posture. And this is why my back hurts all the time. Anyways, how have all of you been liking the story so far, or have you not liked the story? I feel like the story is very confusing, and there are a little few errors here and there, but I think in this game what stands out to me is really the art. I think it's like it's trying to world build right now. The story's trying to build world build and try to get the reader immersed into the world. But I feel like there's kind of a lot of inconsistencies, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I guess it's the world of magic, anything could happen. But yeah, so far my favorite part has still been the art, and the music's actually pretty good. Okay. Sorry, I just needed to rest my voice. And I lost my chat. Hold on, let me pull up the chat again. There we go. Alright. Next to the board, there was a table and an arch leading to the balcony. To the right of the cauldron, there was a sofa on which obviously my aunt sleeps. The room was very untidy. Pages of books, crumbs, and empty vessels were lying on the floor. The final detail was a huge tree, ridiculously sticking out of the wall, and the skulls of some odd breast hanging from its branches. A beast. I thought it meant like chicken breast. I'm hungry. I would like some chicken breast. Beast. I can't read. Auntie merely ran up the cauldron. Our main tool, with the help of this cauldron, you can cook anything. Even a love potion. Oh, well, there's the love potion mention. You speak like this is the most difficult potion.
It is so. When you're creating potions of love, you practically fight against nature itself because it's a imposed spell. And cook items like chicken. Anyways, to find the ingredients for such potion, you will be a real daredevil. They are hidden in the darkest places of the magic lands.
Magic lands? Sounds more cool than dangerous.
It may not sound dangerous, but my cousin died. Oh my gosh. My cousin died on the moonfield of unicorns because of this potion.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Those stupid horses trampled him to death when they ran away from some kind of predator. At least that's what the council said. Seeing my surprised face, she continued, 3 witches, 3 best witches, are elected to the council every 3 years. Their duties, among other things, include the assessment of the skills of young witchers and witches. Killed by unicorns, what a way to go. Yeah, but it sounds incredibly painful. They are to assess your abilities, Thomas.
Can we do this? Can we really make it?
Everything will be just fine. Auntie changed the subject abruptly. And this board I used to invent new formulas, by the way. It's kind of dirty and needs proper cleaning. Okay, you'll do it afterwards.
Me again? Auntie!
It's easy. It will just take you a couple of minutes.
Why can't you just tidy it up with magic?
Really, it would be the most logical thing to do. You can't just use magic for such trifles. It's not for that. Well, yes, but using it to scare the cat and teleport books is just fine. I yawned. Auntie drew a semicircle in the air with a blue glowing line. Well, numbers and arrows appeared on it. Seriously. To use magic to know the time before a 12-year-old boy to remove this whole mess. I'm sure that all of this can be done literally at the click of a finger. Oh, it's already late, but you should sleep well before the first task. I couldn't agree, but at this point I wanted to fall on the bed as soon as possible. All these miracles exhausted me. What do you mean magic isn't for trifles? That's literally the prestigian spell is for. Yes, I do believe. If you have magic, why don't you use it to make your life easier?
Okay, Auntie.
And spend more time doing other things that you like. We went down to the basement, which was now my room. Auntie rummaged through one of the drawers of the dresser and handed me a nightcap shaking off the dust properly. If you need something at night and you want to leave the room, put on the cap. It'll save you from many dangers.
Okay, sure. I hope nothing's going to eat me tonight.
Don't be silly. Oops, I hit the microphone. My bad. Good night, Thomas.
Good night, Auntie.
Auntie left the room. I quickly undressed and wrapped myself in a blanket. It was very afraid that at night some unknown creature might peep into my room, so I couldn't close my eyes. Every now and then I heard noises coming from upper floors, explosions, and once a green flash lit up the whole room. But gradually I became sleepy, and very soon I began to snore, wrapped in 3 blankets. Oh. A strange noise woke me up, some kind of hissing, and I opened my eyes and immediately jumped out of bed. What the hell? Oh! Some green sizzling slush was dripping on the floor, right from the ceiling. Wait, not from the ceiling. This strange slush, or whatever it was, flew out in a slanting arc straight from a little bird, which continually jumped out of the clock. One of the most evil spells in old D&D was protection from cantraps, which was a spell a master wizard would cast if they wanted to make sure their apprentices weren't using magic to do their chores. Oh, that is pretty evil. Who cares? As long as he can. I mean, Disappointed she didn't have rooms with Polaroids of unicorns and newspaper clippings collected by a web of strings with her cousin photo in the middle. Oh boy. I don't think she wants her. That's kind of mean. But granted, this witch is a little crazy, so honestly, that idea might not be super far off. Classic wizard machinery. Cuckoo clock that spits on you. Oh, that'll surely wake you up. Apparently, it tried to tweet, but instead, it coughed terribly and spat out this weird stuff. A great start to the day. I didn't even have to I didn't even have the time to get up, but I already had the chance to die. No rush. I'd rather wait for the bird to calm down. The bird spat out its filthy slush for a couple of times. Then it finished its shelling and returned behind the dial, but I still kept waiting for it to jump out again. A minute passed. Another one? Nothing happened. Therefore, thinking I was quite safe, I left my bed. I got dressed up. I found a note on the bedside table. It was a message from my aunt. Grimmer kingly sat near it. I swear that he wasn't here a second ago. He smiled at me like I was a cookie or something. He scared me. I cautiously reached for the letter. Dear nephew, I will be out all day. I went to the village to try my luck and sell a couple of potions during the fair. You have a great chance to explore the house and find ingredients for the morning beauty potion that Mrs. Henderson ordered. Good luck. Here's a list of what you'll need. P.S. Careful with the bird of the clock. It spits acid. Sorry, completely forgot to fix it. As soon as I return, I will immediately take care of this. Grimmer was waiting for something. I turned over the list and looked at it. List of ingredients: fragments of toothy plate, tooth of diamond cruncher, dust from 3 paintings, black root of the tree of men's dumeria, whispering leaf, soul of the sweet tooth, pair of mandrake leaves, and a sugar eye.
There's so many strange things hidden in the walls of this house.
In a second, Grimmer made a cloud and jumped onto it.
At first, I wanted to let you figure out all by yourself, but I decided that I couldn't trust your dummy head. If you die, there will be no cookies for me this month.
He floated closer to me.
Listen carefully and try not to forget.
Cookies. Grimmer is kind of mean. I put the list of
ingredients into your notebook, otherwise your butterfingers definitely lose it. Your butterfingers would definitely lose it. We will have problems.
Okay.
Wow, this is sure handy.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams stay dreams. Okay. There is a shaggy carpet in the hallway. I think you'll immediately notice it. You need the tooth of his master. The powder from such a tooth perfectly cleanses the skin and is a very important ingredient for potions associated with beauty and youth.
Alice left a hint for each ingredient. I hope this might help you complete the task. I got it, Grimmer. Thanks a lot. This list of ingredients is sure strange. I will try to find all this stuff.
Grimmer looked at me with his narrowed eyes and left the room. Hold T to see... Wait, was this like the tutorial? This is just the intro? The intro took almost 2 hours? Hold T to see all active ingredients, or hover your mouse over the icon in the upper left corner. Okay.
This door leads to some place below. I don't think I should try to peek in there.
I should go here. Upper left corner? Oh dear, what a mess. Well, okay, we don't touch the brooms. I got that. I guess it's better to touch nothing at all. I'll find the ingredients, and that's enough for me. So, what was this? Plate can be found in the closet in the kitchen. Be careful of dishes, especially with other plates. They are very hot-tempered. Plate. So tooth plate. Incredible! There are only 2 ingredients in the kitchen, and just pieces of a plate and a sugar eye. Gee. I remember my stepmother using various fruits and vegetables to prepare her face masks. She looked really terrible as she walked around with all that stuff on her face. I would like to see her with the pieces of sugar eyes and the shards of tooth the plate on her face. What? Oh, okay. So this is the kitchen, and I'm supposed to find the plate. Toothy plate. I don't think it's this. I feel like this is Grimmer's stuff, not Glimmer. Found in the closet in the kitchen. Oh, the closet. I see. Closet? This one? It seems to me that the plates should be in this cupboard. I walked up and pulled the handle. It doesn't open. Something's in the way. Strange. Auntie didn't say anything about the closed door, and there's no keyhole here. What the hell? I pulled the door again. Finally opened. Inside there are all sorts of dishes, and they were all looking at me. Microbe carrier! Sounds like a puzzle. Oh, maybe it is a puzzle. I wasn't expecting this game to be a puzzle, but interesting. Microbe carrier! Oh boy. Some plates armed with knives and forks jumped out of the cupboard. I barely managed to bounce to the side. Unwashed, filthy hands. This is awful. One of the plates climbed onto the table and jumped on my shoulder. It almost stuck a fork in my hand. Madness. I threw the plate off my shoulder, and it fell on its porcelain counterpart, both scattered into pieces. Murder!
Easy, all of you. I only need a toothy plate. I won't harm you.
Toothy plate?
Negating, aren't we? Try and catch me.
It jumped out of the closet and rushed off, striking out its small legs. Without thinking, I grabbed a cup from the table.
No! Don't touch me with your slimy lips! Sorry for this.
I swung and threw it forward.
Why me?
I missed the plate, and the cup collided with the wall and shattered into pieces.
Murder! Maniac! Kill him, guys!
A whole army of plates appeared in front of me. Small white arms struck from their sides, and these guys were armed to the teeth. Forks and knives scraped the porcelain. I was in real danger. Turning halfway around, I grabbed a large pan from the sink and began to somehow defend myself with it. The plates, I must say, are pretty good fencers, but I disarmed them all. Unfortunately, as a result, some of them fell off the table. It seemed that the toothy plate decided to help its comrades. It was rushing at me, full of determination, putting sharp teeth forward. I kicked it and smashed it against the wall. The surviving plates were panicking. They'd begun to shout swear words as they were jumping back into the cupboard. Well, that's more like it. I came, I saw, I conquered. That's the attitude. I arrived, I saw, and I conquered. I collected shattered plates from the floor with a napkin. It was dangerous. So I guess we got the toothy plate? Okay. In the hallway, I think you'll notice it. So which one is... Oh, I should get the sugar eye too. Can I click on this? It has to be in order. You can get them out of the can. You'll find them in the kitchen, Thomas. Just don't forget to wear a special glove, otherwise you'll be sucked into the other worldly dimension. Okay, so maybe we don't get that just yet. In the hallway. Okay, where's the hallway again? I don't think that's the hallway. Is this the hallway? Geez, my auntie made an actual storeroom in here, and there's a cat. That's right, Grimmer must be in here. I approached his house and peeped inside.
How are you, buddy?
The cat hissed at me.
None of your business, buddy. Mind your own business, and don't touch me if you don't want to be scratched.
I don't know what embarrassed me more, his hissing or his arrogance. What a cute cat. Screw you. Okay, I have a lot to do. Hallway. Where's the hallway? I forgot. The library is the most dangerous place in the house, Thomas. You'll need to be careful when you walk past it. I slowly climbed the stairs, with my heart pounding my chest. I don't know why. I felt deep horror. Suddenly, I became cold, unbearably cold. I don't like this. What happened? I didn't know that this was a library. I climbed even higher and felt the fear gripping my throat, not letting me scream. Nothing terrible happened. Nothing happened at all, but my eyes widened in horror as if I saw a monster in front of me.
Come a little closer, boy. Who's that?
Thomas, come closer. Oh, is this the mom? I feel like this might be the mom. This voice sounds familiar. Is it? Thomas, honey, I'm here. There she was. My mom. I saw her near the table. She stood and smiled at me. I came closer. She caught my hand and pulled me to her. It seemed that I overcame the distance from the door to the table automatically. This is probably some kind of shock. My head suddenly became completely empty, not a single coherent thought. Everything is good, Thomas. I'm here. Mother smelled of strawberries and cinnamon. As always, her hands were so tender, but her fingers were more tenacious than usual. She looked at me and a warm smile appeared on her face. Uh-oh.
How is this possible, Mom? You're not with us anymore.
So are you. Her smile turned into a scary grin. Uh-oh. She threw her arms around me, and the next second they became heavy. Uh-oh. I was caught by the branches with the books on their ends. They were opening and closing, hissing at me like snakes, and I felt the touch of their rustling tongues. They seemed to crawl into my head, whispering and coaxing?
Give us your soul and body. We will give you peace and oblivion.
Suddenly, an incredible, powerful wave of sadness rolled over me. I wanted to perish, and the sooner the better. My eyes became wet. Mom, I miss you so much.
She is here with us, in oblivion, in peace.
Put him down immediately. I don't know where this voice came from, but apparently he had more power over these books because they immediately let me go. Whoever it was, he appeared just in time. Books neatly put me on the ground. One of the branches propped my glasses and smoothed my hair. That's better. Looks like the voice was very pleased with himself. Not knowing who I must thank for saving me, I looked around and said,
"Thank you."
Well, no one answered me, and I was about to leave the library when suddenly there was a crash near the door, and I abruptly jumped away from it. Where are your manners, boy? Is this how you greet your savior? On the other hand, you said thank you, and I no longer want to tear your head off like that. Between the door jam and the arch, a yellow-eyed appeared. I screamed like scaled?
What the hell? What are you?
The eye blinked in surprise. Calm down, boy. God, are you really the new student of Alice? Well, I hope you are at least sane enough to not stick your head in the chum-chum flower. Oh, the eye twisted back and forth. Foo-foo, it's a small place here. Not all places in the house are comfortable. Give me a minute. The eye began to move in the gap between the arch and the joint. It was obviously cramped there. Two root tentacles jumped out of it. They pressed on the door jamb, and the wooden panel shifted slightly to the side. Oh, my poor old roots! Then he stopped moaning and smoothed his beard. It looked funny. So, I'm your magical guardian helper. My name is Fabian. Nice to meet you. The eye stretched its wood tentacle to me. Where's the eye? Like, I don't see it. Anyways, I was thinking like it was this bird, but I don't think it's the bird. An eye stretched its wood tentacle to me. I was a little scared, but I thought it would be impolite if I didn't reach out with my hand to shake it.
My name is Thomas, but you probably already know this.
I know. Whoa, what is this? As soon as he touched me, I felt some kind of strange warmth filling me from within. I don't like this. Don't be afraid. Everything is fine. I just synchronized my consciousness with yours. So it'll be easier for me to follow you, and above all, you'll have access to my archives. You can easily find out information about the subject or phenomenon that interests you. By the way, the main part of my archive, my pride, I put in a secret room in this house. I hope you can find it. You just need to be carefully inspect everything.
I don't understand it very well, but it sounds great. Thank you.
Don't think, boy. I just follow the orders of my mistress. Actually, it is Grimmer who should follow you and take care. And me, well, I am, as it was correctly said, your guide through your house. With these words, the eye went through the wall and disappeared.
Thanks. Meow! What's the noise, boy? I was nearly strangled with books, but Mr. Fabian's helped me.
I looked guilty down at the floor.
What did you say, Mr. Fabian? This annoying, big-eyed plant bud?
Who do you call a plant bud? Mouse Easter? I think it's a mouse eater. A tentacle suddenly fired from the wall and lifted Glimmer by the tail and began to swing it.
Meow! Let go of me! Alice will punish you for this.
Whoa. The cat just went flying. Fabian threw the cat out of the library. Good fellow. When he keeps his mouth shut, I must say. I nodded and hurried off the library. Library? I think it's out of the library. Where is that rug? Oh no, I don't want to be here. I always forget where everything is. It's okay. Let's go through every place. There are all sorts of plants here, and for sure, they all want to bite my head off, especially this toothy handsome one. Okay, maybe we don't stay here? I don't know where the main room is. The hallway. Where is the hallway? I thought this was the hallway. So we go down? Back. Down? Up. So this has to be the hallway. Here, I was thinking like... It's like sort of like a riddle. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Is it this guy? Probably is. Great, the tooth was in plain sight. No need to search for it. Everything was exactly like my aunt had described. It's just a carpet, Thomas. You can get into his mouth. Nothing will happen. Come on, be brave. I bent over, and it hit my face with a grave cold? I immediately jumped back to the side. Well, calm down, relax, it's all right. Crouching, I quickly got my hand into the mouth of the monster, grabbed the closest tooth I could find, and began to pull with all my might. What voice should I do for this? Ouch, that hurt! It hit me like an electric shock. I bounced again and even covered myself with my hands. The shaggy carpet moved and coughed. A cookie fell out of its mouth. Carpet. This crazy witch has completely gone mad with her cookies. They got stuck in my throat all the time, and you, boy, where did you learn to extract teeth in the first place? Nowhere. So you got through the training first, then try pulling out teeth, rascal. They're saying weird things, but
don't have time for this. I need to collect the ingredients for the potion.
Ah, that's it. Well, why not just ask? There are some special forceps for such things in the table chest.
Table chest? Table chest. Table chest? That's a hat. It's not a table. Here? Oh, that's a table. It's a tiny table. I'd call this more of like a stand. Great, I've got the forceps. Well, now it'll be much easier to pull out the tooth. Okay, then try it again. Did you find the right tooth? Hurry up and look for it. The right tooth? What? Right tooth? Tooth. Am I doing something wrong? Does anyone understand this? I need help. I don't understand this. It does seem like a puzzle, but I don't get it. The powder from the tooth. Okay. Find the right tooth. Where's it? Okay, what do I have? Let's see, what do I have? I have this. Okay, how do I go back? No, I don't wish to exit. I want to go back. Uh-oh. What does this mean? I don't want to touch that. The X button? Oh, up here. I'm dumb. There's an X button up there. Okay, now I just need to look for the tooth. Or is it of this pumpkin? No, it's not. Hurry up and look for it. Look for it. How do I look for it? Tooth. Well, that's not it. Tooth of a diamond grinder. The powder. You'll notice the tooth of this monster. I think you'll notice. Hallway. I think you'll notice immediately that you need the tooth of this monster. Okay. Right tool. Hurry up and look for it. I found it. Take. Did I do it? Oh, okay. Oh. Right tool. I can't read. I'm really tired. I didn't realize you had to like hold it.
I got the forceps.
Well, why are you standing there? Come quickly and pull out the tooth. I want to sleep.
Or what? That's the wrong voice. I clamped a sharp fang with the forceps and...
Ouch! Ouch! It hurts!
Done. Done. Well done, boy.
What did I do? Okay, what's next? Let's see if I can finish up to here, and then I think I might end the stream. Whispering Leaf. I might end the stream there. I am getting a tad bit tired. Okay, this is probably strange to see dust on this list, but properly prepared, it seems to make the skin glow with health. I have 3 paintings hanging in the hallway. I recently wiped them, so the dust on them will be the freshest. Pick up a cloth and bring it to my room? Cloth. I need a cloth. Okay. So I need a cloth, and I need to wipe one of the paintings. I can't tell which one has been the freshest. Do I touch this? Miss Bernhilda, the hat of Alice's great-grandmother. Usually she sleeps all day. She's very old, you know. I was thinking I could get the cloth with that, but I guess not. No cloth here. What's this? Oh. I think you can find a clock almost anywhere in this house, so that's a clock.
Meow, it's no surprise to me. It's the house of a potion maker. The clock is very important to Alice's work. She doesn't want to spoil the ingredients or set them on fire accidentally.
Cloth. So her room. That's the basement. I can't... That's not correct. Doesn't look like cloth. Let's go this way. We'll go up here. I went to... This is the... What's it called? The plant place. This is downstairs. So how do I go to her room? Quickly walk past the library. And here comes Auntie's room. I can't understand why she would work in such a mess. Cloth. Oh, there are gloves. We can take this, though. Great, I found the canned glove. Yeah, I remember it saying, like, that you could use a glove for the last object. Cloth. Does anyone see a cloth I could somehow use here? One by one, the colorful leaves in my hand. I took the colorful leaves in my hand and brought them closer to my ear to listen what they were saying. Some of them clearly weren't in a good mood. They gossiped about something, but I didn't understand the matter of the conversation. One leaf caught my attention, and I leaned towards it to listen.
In a bunch of my own kind, I'm alone. I can't convey the sadness.
All words are just gone. Fine. Looks like this is the one I need. I grabbed a leaf and put it in my back pocket. Okay. We'll try to... Is there stuff here? Cloth. Cloth here? Oh, cloth! Right here! Wow, I hope I don't splash the floors. Okay, we took the cloth. That's good. So which one is the newest? The picture shows a young witch with a skull in her hands. The skull seems to be very dear to her. This portrait of an old witch. Perhaps she's my aunt's relative. Looks like the witch decided to fly to the moon. I wonder which broom she has. Rocket 2000. What a beautiful starry sky. I certainly didn't expect to see such a painting here. By the way, it seems strange my aunt doesn't have any still lives with skulls. What? I can't read. That my aunt doesn't have any still lives with skulls and jars. Okay, I have to wipe one of these paintings and I'm not sure. So let's take the cloth. Take. And wipe a painting. Let's do the middle one. Wow, this must be the dustiest picture. Just how fast the dust gets on it. So is that it? Whispering Leaf. Oh, I got the Whispering Leaf already. Dust of 3 paintings. Okay, so let's do this one. Oh, I have to take it again? Ha, it was easy. It all went without a hitch. And then we do it again. Quite a little dust, but I think that's enough. Okay, the next one. Let's see. Graded Skull of the Midworld Tree. Despite the terrible name, the tree is almost not dangerous for little boys. Of course, while it has a magical seal on it, tear off one of the skulls and grind it in a mortar on my desk in my office. You can handle it. Do not be afraid. These are not skulls of people, just creatures from another world. I think this is from her house. Let's go there. So this way. and up. A skull, huh? This one? Oh, poor Ludwig. He was such a weak boy and was scared of almost everything. Laura ate him as soon as he walked into her room. What? The Midworld Tree. Where's the Midworld Tree? But I thought this was the Midworld Tree. So I guess not. Maybe I'll try the garden? Skull of the Midworld Tree. I don't really want to touch any of these things. Huh. What if there's a magical seal? What if that's a clue? Now, I'm supposed to tear off the magical seal. There's no skulls on this tree. Looked at the strange tree growing out of the wall. Suddenly, a haughty feminine young face appeared in it. Whoa. Boy, why are you looking at me like that? You want to say something? I didn't get a chance to say anything, an old voice interrupted me. Laura, you are charming today as ever. Get lost, oh fool. Get lost, oh fool. Your words are like an axe to my roots. I awkwardly tried to intervene in the conversation.
Sorry, I need to take one of your skulls, Madame Laura.
The tree burst out laughing so loudly I almost fell.
It can be done, all these skulls. It can't be done, all these skulls belong to me. I am a tree of interworlds, connect worlds with my roots and feed on weak creatures like this old fool. The tree grinned. I'll eat you someday,
Fabian. No need to rush, darling.
Are you weak, boy?
She pierced me with her eyes.
I am strong. I have a strong spirit.
My voice trembled, but I clenched my fists for more persuasiveness. I guess she's old. Should I do an old lady's voice?
You must be joking. My roots grow old. My roots grow through the universes. I have seen a lot and know a lot. You can't trick me like that. Although I have a suggestion for you. Take off my seal so that my roots grow into this world, and I will give you my skull.
This boy is too smart for this, I hope. I guess we gotta rip off the seal, huh? Without hesitation, I approached and ripped the seal. What have you done, Thomas? A smile on Laura's face changed to a cold grin. She laughed violently. It was a terrible cracking sound. The bookshelf hit the flood with his foliants laying under my feet. The floor was decorated with colorful shards of glass, which used to be vessels just a minute ago. The board fell on the cauldron and a green water washed away the books. Uh-oh. I wanted to run away, but branches caught me, and I couldn't escape. I heard that somewhere in this house, the chandeliers were falling down with a terrible sound.
Boy, you are so...
He didn't finish. Laura's branches seized him. He tried to fight, but she was too strong to absorb the old man. I was next. I managed to get hold on the candlestick, but it was just a matter of time. In a second, I saw her cold blue eyes.
Bone apple tea.
Boy,
bone apple tea.
She ate me like a hot boy. Huh? Oh. I died. Uh-oh. Wait, do I have to start a new game? Oh no, it's saved.
I'm no fool. I know not much of life as you. I will definitely know that you shouldn't make deals with talking trees. Laura squinted.
Give this boy a skull, or Alice will take more than one.
Okay, let's trade. I'll give you any skull from my branches in exchange for your head. I have never had a real head, only skulls. You will be a great addition to my collection.
I stepped back. But this
offer is even more ridiculous than the previous one. Without a head, I will die. Then we won't come to an agreement.
Laura chuckled and stared at the wall, as I was no longer in the room. Looks like someone will lose the skulls. Suddenly, Grimmer rushed into the room. So I shouldn't just follow what everyone says. Okay, so I got lied to. I was tricked. I was fooled. Well, I didn't know you could die in this game. I thought this game was a little more cuter in a way. But at least it's not super scary. Hopefully it stays that way, because I don't think I could play another scary game.
What is it, Kitty? Did you come to help me again?
Fabian frowned. I don't need your help. I have already settled everything myself.
Yes, how'd you do it?
Grimmer raised an eyebrow.
Fabian, please don't misunderstand me. I would gladly place all the responsibility on you, but I must make sure that Thomas is safe. Do not spoil Alice's mood, so she could make me more delicious cookies. I can't really trust you. So that's what really bothers you?
I was a little upset, but I couldn't blame him. The cookies were very tasty. Did you forget that the boy was almost killed under your care? Those books would kill him. And now, please go. I'm in the middle of something, as you see.
You bore me, you know?
Grimmer suddenly jumped onto one of the branches of the tree and of the interworlds and tearing off the skull threw it to me.
Come on, boy, hurry up, or you won't get the ingredients until the evening. How dare you, with your dirty paws?
The tentacles of the tree flew into us, but I managed to dive into the doorway, taking the cat with me. I ran down the stairs, and behind us we could hear swearing. Fabian remained to calm down the enraged Laura.
Good to see we got the skull. Yes, you got it, but do you want to mold it with your bare hands? Save me a ticket on this show.
The cat grinned and started to clean his paws.
Exactly. Stupid me, I almost forgot about it. I think there's a mortar in Auntie's room. Can you bring it to me?
Oh wait, wrong voice. Whoa.
I think there's a mortar in Auntie's room. Can you bring it to me?
Grimmer jumped on me.
You're too cruel, boy. First you manipulated me, now this. You're actually sending me to an early grave. Do you see her branches? She will tear off my head and play cricket. I think you're right. I'm asking too much. Sorry. You can ask Fabian for a favor.
That's it. I thought about him. Fabian appeared in front of me. What are you telling this boy about me, you rascal? Grimmer looked at me with his pitiful eyes.
You see, he's just so mean. I just told the boy that you could talk to your mad wooden maiden and
bring us the mortar. Fabian wanted to kill Grimmer, but I interrupted him.
He just wanted to say that we needed your help.
Did he really say that? You don't need to bring the mortar anywhere. Laura is asleep now. You can safely go back to the room. Well, okay. As I reached Auntie's room, I nervously peeked inside. It was just Fabian. It was just as Fabian had told us. Laura was asleep, strangely snoring. Okay, this one, right? You need to put the skull in there. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here then. Yeah. Well, actually, no, I'll put the skull in there and then we end. Let's see. This one? Let's take this. I was still afraid to wake up the tree, so I took the mortar and went downstairs for molding it. After everything was done, I returned it. I now have another ingredient. Lovely. Okay, I wish to save this game. I do not know how to save. I hope it saves automatically. Let's try this. See if it works. No, it didn't save. How do I save? Let's just click through this. Then I want to learn. Actually, hold on. Let's escape and then let's try settings. Control press. Dialogue interferes. Shows hitting objects. Escape to main menu. Back. Settings. Gallery? That's not it. Back? How do I go back? Load? Okay. Autosave. Oh, it's autosave only. Is it? Okay, we'll just stop here then, and then I'm just gonna click through this at the beginning of the next stream. And then we'll see what happens then. I think it probably autosaves after like every encounter you have with someone new. But we'll stop here. I hope you guys liked that novel so far. It's a very interesting novel. It kind of wasn't what I was expecting when I first saw everything, but yeah, I hope you like it. And I'm gonna find someone to raid on Twitch, and feel free to join. And if not, then it's totally okay. I hope you like it. I hope you like the game at least. Let's see if is anyone on? I can't find anyone. And thank you all for coming. I know this is not like the most intense gameplay, but I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell, the notification bell. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you everyone who chatted. So, in like, hold on, let me put the raid message in both chats. Let's see if this works. And then I'll be streaming someone with the name of Nighty Neckle. She has a witch model, or they have a witch model. It is absolutely adorable. Okay, come on, bot, please. Bot, come on, work. There you go. So that's my little raid message if you like to join us. But yeah, I will be raiding in a few seconds. This is who we are raiding. Nighty Neckle. And it would be greatly appreciated if you could come, but if not, that's totally fine too. And hold on, let me get the raid message for myself. Where is it? Okay, there we go. But yeah, thank you all again, and I will start the raid in like a few seconds. I'm gonna switch to the screen. Yeah. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beep boop. Bye everyone!